Thank you so much for joining us here this New Year's Eve. We're going to go straight to our first story, a disturbing call for action. A Harlingen man reaches out to us on Facebook after his dog is shot in the face. He believes someone who lives near him committed the crime. Tonight we take you to the animal hospital where Dingo is waiting for surgery. Action 4's Daisy Martinez has a story.
A lot of swelling and severe bleeding from his lower jaw on his left side.
Dr. Edelstein at Fiscal Border Animal Hospital is talking about the condition that Dingo was in when he first arrived at his clinic a few days ago. Dingo's owner, Roy Penalosa, says he found his dog beaten and bloodied a few houses down from his own after he got out from the backyard.
Injured with what we believed was a blunt force trauma from a golf club or something. But last night, about 11:15, the doctor called me and said that he had been shot.
Edelstein says he took out bullet fragments from Dingo's jaw, which is now broken and will need reconstructive surgery.
He's going to have all infection out of there, all the dead tissue is going to have to come out. Then he'll have to have a bone plate put on there for that thing to heal.
Dingo's owner is feeling the pain of his pet's injury and wants action against whoever pulled the trigger. Roy believes it was a neighbor in the Treasure Hills area that did this to Dingo. He filed a report with Harlingen Police.
Animal cruelty has to stop. Right now, Dingo, he's needed several days in severe pain, and I hope it doesn't go in vain.
Edelstein says he's seen cases of animal cruelty, but says he's puzzled about why anyone would want to hurt a seemingly passive animal.
It's a shame that, such a sweet dog, was shot. I mean, I can understand if somebody's being attacked by a mean, aggressive dog, but this is a really sweet dog.
In Westlake, Daisy Barrera, Action 4 News.
Again, police are trying to get to the bottom of this in Harlingen to find out who shot Dingo. He is able to eat soft food on his own. That's the good news. The vet believes he could fully recover in about 8 weeks after that major surgery. If anyone would like to donate toward Dingo's expenses, you can call Fiscal Border Animal Hospital and donate to the account number 46436, or just tell them you're donating for Dingo. This story first came to us on my Facebook page. You can chat about it there right now and reach out to Dingo's owner, who also follows my page. I'm at facebook.com/Action4News Marcy. You can also follow me on Twitter at MarcyKGBT. We can get some justice for Dingo. New details on the shooting accident that killed a Rio Hondo teen this weekend. According to Cameron County Sheriff Omar Lucio, 18-year-old Ricardo Ramos Jr. was hit in the head by a ricochet bullet. Sheriff Lucio tells us the bullet came from a .22 caliber rifle fired by the victim's 13-year-old cousin in the backyard of Ramos' home in Las Yescas. According to authorities, the 13-year-old boy was outside the home shooting birds when one of the rounds somehow traveled several yards across the property and hit Ramos on the side of the head.
Do we see that often enough? Yes, we do. Do some of these people come out here with some of those 22 rifles? Yeah. More people have been killed with 22 weapons than anything else because they seem to think it's a low caliber type of weapon. It is not.
The 18-year-old victim was a senior at Rio Hondo High School this year, the youngest of 4 siblings. A woman from Edinburgh brutally murdered, allegedly by her husband in San Antonio. Tonight, a warrant is out for his arrest. According to Bexar County Sheriff's officials, Narada Goodrum is accused of fatally shooting Cynthia Goodrum inside her home. Police found her after responding to a panic alarm which had been set off. Her husband drove to a San Antonio dealership, traded in his car for a 2013 dark brown Nissan 4-door Maxima. Cynthia is originally from Edinburgh and has family living in the valley. She has a 6-year-old son and was pregnant when she was killed. Goodrum is considered dangerous. Call any police department if you have information on his whereabouts tonight. Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office says the Hargill mobile home fire that claimed the lives of 3 babies Sunday morning was electrical. While the investigation is still ongoing, Sheriff Trevino says they are already calling it accidental. Trevino says he doesn't like to speculate, but believes running extension cords from one home to the other may have played a role. The 3 children who died were 15-day-old Victorino Robledo, 1-year-old Angelica Robledo, and 3-year-old Salvador Robledo. 3 adults and a 7-year-old boy got out alive, but some are receiving treatment for burns right now. An investigation continues into an alleged murder-suicide in Alton. Police arrived at the home on West St. Francis Sunday after family members of the couple called out for help. According to investigators, the woman was shot twice. Her husband had a single shot to the head, which appeared to be self-inflicted. Police also found 11 bundles of marijuana inside that same home. And switching gears now, we're just a few hours away from the stroke of midnight and a brand new year. Action 4's Brian Hill and Hannah Lynn have been out at the New Year's Eve bash in McAllen, where thousands of people are saying goodbye to 2012 in great fashion.
I sent Hannah to go get me some corn, so she's not here right now, but it is great here. Thousands and thousands of people. Scads of people out here, and everybody's loving every minute of it. We've got light show, we've got people on stilts, we've got food, music of every kind. The doors are open. You can come down here now at the McAllen Convention Center, McAllen Convention Center, the big brand new one, and it's right here for you. Come on down and get a taste of ringing in the new year. And this is the non-alcoholic version. This is the family version. This is something you don't see hardly in any city across the country, where families are coming on down by the bucket to enjoy ringing in the new year. Police everywhere in a friendly way. So everybody feels very secure around here. It is definitely family and friends only. And if you're a family or you're a friend, come on down and enjoy it. The temperature's going to be about 70 degrees at midnight. We ought to have a southeast wind like we do now at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Last I checked where I'm standing, it's about 72 degrees. It feels beautiful out here. And again, you've got a pretty good forecast coming in to ring in the new year. But big change coming as we roll into tomorrow midday. A frontal boundary's coming on in, and that sucker is going to change everything. It's going to drop temperatures and provide a chance for showers and set the stage for lingering rain and cool conditions on in through Thursday. Overnight tonight, though, down around the upper 60s. And again, tomorrow, we're only going to top out in the mid-60s, mid-70s, before things drop down into the 60s behind the front. Folks, big change coming. But for now, get out here and enjoy it. McAllen Convention Center, the huge fireworks display is going to be going on in just a couple of hours as we ring in the new year. That's a look at it from here in McAllen. We're going to have more weather from here in just a bit.
All right, Brian. Well, Action 4's Veronica Gallegos has been mingling among those large crowds all evening. She brings us more on the fun to be had at the New Year's Eve bash tonight. Veronica.
The clock is ticking and people keep coming to the McAllen Convention Center, where thousands are expected to enjoy a night full of surprises. The decision to move the 2012 New Year's Eve bash to the McAllen Convention Center seems to be a complete success. Thousands of people walking around a beautiful 30-acre park with plenty to feast their eyes on.
I would like to see the magicians.
From stilt walkers to magicians, one thing that's for sure is that people seem to be enjoying the last day of 2012. And while some of us might be bringing in the new year working, we can't be at the event and not try some of the goodies. Don't worry about that pesky little New Year's resolution. It begins tomorrow.
A funnel cake. Get fit. I'm going to start with this, and then I'm going to get fit.
So if you're like many here that plan to ring the new year in with the perfect combination of food and your loved one beside you, you won't be the only one. There are plenty of people here.
Happy New Year.
There's still plenty of time to come out to the McAllen Convention Center tonight. Remember, the parking is free, and the best thing is that you'll have the perfect view to see the fireworks show tonight. Reporting from McAllen, Veronica Gallegos, Action 4 News.
Oh, lots of good food out there. You can join the Action 4 News team and thousands of others, as you heard, out at the McAllen Convention Center as the festivities continue on through midnight. You do have time. Remember, no alcohol allowed, so you can take the kids out there and have a safe night. Well, many people are preparing to get started on those New Year's resolutions tomorrow, as Veronica mentioned, but tonight they are following a few traditions or even superstitions to ensure prosperity in the new year. Elizabeth Ramirez says she runs around the house with luggage so she will travel more in the new year. That's the first time I've heard of that one, but I asked on my page and the main KGBT page, and a lot of people do that with luggage. So hopefully I get home in time tonight to do that myself. Let us know about your New Year's Eve traditions, like wearing a certain color of undergarments or eating black-eyed peas. I even hear grapes are lucky. We're at facebook.com/Action4News right now. And coming up next on Action 4 News at 10, the latest on the fiscal cliff as the deadline has come and gone. That's coming up after the break. Welcome back. A deal has been reached, but the country is still headed over the fiscal cliff, at least temporarily. The Senate and White House finally hammered out remaining issues on spending, but the House has no plans to vote tonight. Randall Pinkston has more from Washington.
Senate Republicans met with Minority Leader Mitch McConnell to learn more about the tentative fiscal cliff compromise reached with Vice President Joe Biden. The Vice President briefed Democrats at their caucus meeting.
I can report that we've reached an agreement on all of the tax issues.
It extends the Bush-era tax cuts permanently for all individuals making as much as $400,000 a year and $450,000 a year for families. It would also increase the taxes on estates worth more than $5 million and extend unemployment benefits for 1 year.
I don't love it, but I think it is a very good job of negotiating where there are some wins and some losses.
Earlier, President Obama chided lawmakers for letting the clock tick.
One thing we can count on with respect to this Congress is that if there's even 1 second left before you have to do what you're supposed to do, they will use that last second.
The last second haggling was over spending. The impasse frustrated both sides, and some lawmakers were angered about the suggestion to deal with cuts later.
This is the mini cliff. Big cliff still lies in front of us. Big cliff, all the spending cuts.
House members left earlier Monday evening. They're due back at noon Tuesday and will get the fiscal cliff compromise bill once the Senate passes it. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Washington.
What do you think about it? Sound off on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Action4News. You can find us chatting live during the newscast. And check out the Action 4 Deal of the Day. It's a tour of Brownsville Ship Channel. Climb aboard the Murphy's Law with Isla Tours. You'll get a 4-hour narrated tour, $35 value for just $17.50. Get it right now on valleycentral.com. We're heading back out to McAllen, where the countdown is on to the new year, and entertainment is in full swing at the McAllen Convention Center. Our live coverage of the New Year's Eve bash continues in just 2 minutes.
Now, your action forecast from the 24/7 Weather Center.
Well, if we're lucky, 2013 is going to be a little bit better than 2012. And that's about to happen here pretty quick here at the McAllen Convention Center. Lots of folks here having a great time. This is the family and friend-oriented celebration bringing in the new year here at the convention. Convention Center. Thousands of people here. Hey, we're talking about a forecast that includes nice overnight tonight. Temperatures down into the upper 60s, even the mid-60s. But folks, change is a-coming, and it's coming tomorrow in the form of a cold front. By the noon hour, it's going to pass through. Now, it'll kick up the chance for rain and thunderstorms as early as 6 a.m. And then the front moves through. And then the chance for rain will drop off for a while. What happens after that? Well, after that, the stage will be set for colder, clouder, drippier weather that will take us into Wednesday and Thursday. That's the front moving through in the morning. By the noon hour, boom, it's done, it's gone, it's to the south. But the moisture from Mexico, the upper level moisture, will stream in, Pacific-style moisture, and that will give us a chance for steady showers on through Wednesday and even into Thursday. It looks like we are headed for, as I said, a big change. Just the same time frame, just a bigger image showing you how the cold front comes in, drops the cooler air into the valley, and then, yep, there comes your moisture. So overall, people, we're looking at highs in the 60s, going down to highs in the 50s. 50-degree highs for Wednesday and for Thursday. And drippy to boot. Look at that. Your high temperature, 53 on Wednesday, 55 on Thursday, and your scattered showers to go along with it. That lasts all the way through Thursday. So get ready, folks. A little taste of winter for the Rio Grande Valley to bring in the new year. Now, Hannah is out in the crowd, and she's got one of our city commissioners to chat with about how all this has come together so successfully. Hannah?
Thank you, Brian. The party has just started, and it's all right here live outside of the McAllen Convention Center. I am actually with two city commissioners right here. We have Ida Ramirez and also Hilda Salinas with me right now. And Ida, you actually brought your children. This is a family-fun event tonight. Why would you want to bring your children? This is awesome. It is, and that's what the city wanted to do this year. This is something you can bring your family. As you can see, there's a lot of families out here, which is what we wanted to do this time around. Exactly. Hilda, you actually were telling me earlier in the show that, this actually takes the city a really long time to prepare. Actually, a year to prepare. Once we shut this one down, it will be long before the committee gets together again and start putting all of the information to it. So that's so wonderful because, there's not many cities, in the Rio Grande Valley that does this for the community. And it really is to reach out to the community, right? What's the main goal for something like this here in the city of McAllen? Our goal this year was to do something to bring people out here with their family and enjoy as a family. Instead of just being waiting for midnight, so we can do this, bring your family and celebrate together. Bring it to 15,000 people expected to be here today.
All right, well, obviously a lot of background noise there with all the festivities. We'll be back out with Hannah and the commissioners in just a moment while they get into a more quiet area so we can hear what they're saying. Well, the New Year's Eve party well underway in New York's Times Square, of course. Times Square with around 1 million people braving freezing temperatures to watch the ball drop. Edward Lawrence there with the revelers now.
This is the party watched all over the world, and these are the people who are actually there.
Here is the Times Square, and my mom watching TV in China. Yeah. Happy New Year.
At least 1 million people from all around the world are in New York's Times Square to watch the 12,000-pound crystal ball drop and welcome in 2013.
When it lights up with those crystals, we're going to go, woo!
Getting to this party was no easy feat. Revelers had to pass through a gauntlet of thousands of extra police officers, some people getting inspected multiple times.
I think the security is good. We are so safe.
Revelers are now braving freezing temperatures and may even get rain or snow flurries before the night is out.
Some of these people have been here for more than 12 hours, all of them confined in this metal barricade pens. No food, no bathrooms, all just to see the ball drop.
But it's no matter for many who see this as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
We are ready. This is a bucket list. We're coming down here at 11. We're going to get in line and get in this pen and stay. We're not quitting.
Live musical performances throughout the evening helped with the staying power.
There's so much more live entertainment. It's really a global media event.
In fact, it's estimated more than 1 billion people will watch the ball drop on television, and these party people welcome in the new year. Edward Lawrence for CBS News, New York.
Yeah, Yeah, Joe, something I've always wanted to do, but I'm claustrophobic. So if there's that many people around me, even though the sky's above me, I don't know if I could get through that many hours of
Same here.
being in a group.
I'll go to a big football game or basketball game, but not that stuff.
No. What's coming up in sport?
Hey, Rockets, the hottest team in the NBA. We'll also talk a little UTPA basketball. They went on the road. And Cowboys packed their bags. We'll talk about that next in sport.
Now, where local sports always come first. This is Action for Sports.
Well, the UTPA Bronx were hoping to wrap up the 2012 portion of their season with a win today as they travel on the road to Oregon State. That, though, is a tough order as Oregon State looks good early. This basket by Joe Burton. And he ends up scoring his team's first 10 points on his way to 18. Defense also really strong. Here's a block party. Down here, one block shot, another block shot. UTPA falls hard on this one. Final score 84-59. Meanwhile, Jeremy Lin and the Houston Rockets hosting Atlanta. Here's a dish from Lin to Carlos Delfino to Marcus Morris, who sends it through. Now, how about James Harden getting in the mix? That's from 3. Count that. How about Delfino again getting in the mix? Gets the wide open look, assist from Lin. Count that. How about another from Delfino from downtown? Yep, Rockets all over the Hawks, 123-104. They are quickly becoming one of the hottest teams in the league and looking better and better each time out. Houston Texans are now setting their sights on Saturday's game with the Cincinnati Bengals. Texans are limping into the game on the heel of a pair of losses, including one yesterday at the hands of the Indianapolis Colts. Despite 2 losses and the fact they are no longer going to have the luxury of home field advantage beyond this game, the team talks about disappointment, but also talks about the chance to get right back to work and playing on.
Yeah, very, very disappointing, as we sit here and with all that we had to gain today, and we fell short of what we were trying to get done. There are plays to be made, and they ended up making the crucial plays to put them over the top.
So, it's disappointing because, we had a great opportunity the last 2 weeks, but we don't feel sorry for ourselves. We're excited about the playoffs, and we got to turn around real quick and get ready to go.
As for the Dallas Cowboys, they began cleaning out their lockers today after last night's season-ending loss at the hands of the Washington Redskins. Head coach Jason Garrett talks about some of the areas the team has to focus in on, but it was clear that the list of things not to work on is a far shorter list.
We have to improve in every aspect of our organization. I think you focus on what we do in a personnel department in terms of bringing free agents in or in the draft. We can get better there. We certainly can get better as coaches to get the schemes right and to give our players the best chance to be successful in all three phases. And we have to work better and harder to become better as players. There's responsibility everywhere. There's collective responsibility. That's what you have to understand. You have to understand that when you win. You have to understand that when you lose. And you certainly have to understand that when you're trying to improve your program to get it to a certain point.
And now it's time for the Monday Minute. Why not wrap up the 2012 sports with a encore presentation of some of the plays we saw this week. And here it is, the Monday Minute.
All right, we have much more coming up after this from McAllen Live, of course.